If your 15th birthday falls on the brightest full moon of the year, then maybe you weren't born to live, but to die for someone else's wealth. I'm Elira, the 8th and final daughter of the Redmont family. We live in a castle built in the 14th century, but beneath its marble floors lies a secret, a ritual soaked in the blood of virgin girls, repeated every 20 years. On the night of the brightest full moon, a girl who just turned 15 is offered. No one outside the family knows. No one inside dares to speak. They raised me like a doll, but I was never allowed to go outside. No scissors, no knives, no locks from the inside, only from the outside. I thought it was protection, until I found the stone chamber hidden behind the bookshelf. 14 portraits, 14 girls, my age, eyes gouged out, mouths sewn shut, each cradling an unlit candle. I panicked. I wanted to run, and I did. That night, after the maids fell asleep, I tore part of my dress and climbed out through the window. The hallway was endless, dark and silent like it had no end. I tried to descend the stairs, but I couldn't. My legs were shaking. My breath was burning. I was collapsing. Then a whisper touched my ear. "You can't go down. Go to the attic." I had never been allowed up there, but it was glowing. I stepped inside. The door slammed behind me. In the cold moonlight, I saw them. Faint silhouettes of girls. They didn't speak. They just stared. They pointed to a painting of me. My joints pinned, my wrists, my knees, my mouth. I froze. I was sweating all over. I didn't want to be another puppet. Not another girl kept in silence. In this house, built from blood and cruelty. Maybe I wasn't meant to be saved. Maybe they brought me here so I could free them. I lit the match, the painting burned, and the attic lit up like hell. I didn't run. I smiled as the fire touched my dress. I died, but I wasn't alone. 14 souls held my hands, silent, peaceful. Through the smoke, I saw them, those who stayed silent. They were terrified because the pact was broken, and they knew they'd have to pay. My grandmother hung by her hair over the altar. My uncle, sealed in the coffin he once prepared for me. The maid, her tongue shredded, for a lifetime of silence. No one in Redmont survived. Not one was spared.
Anna stood alone in the chaos of the room, surrounded by heaps of discarded stuffed bears like forgotten corpses. Her fists clenched so tightly her knuckles turned white. Failure was a familiar taste. But tonight, something felt different. A strange shimmer caught her eye, a flicker of light glinting from within the pile of toys. Narrowing her gaze, she realized it was coming from a bear's eyes. A chill crawled down her spine. Instinctively, she turned toward the window and met another pair of eyes. The neighbor boy, standing outside in the dim light, his gaze soft, glistening, and eerily fixed on her through the narrow window slit. Anna froze. For a moment, a nameless fear pressed tightly against her chest. Anna stood alone in the chaos of the room, surrounded by heaps of discarded stuffed bears like forgotten corpses. Her fists clenched so tightly her knuckles turned white. Failure was a familiar taste, but tonight, something felt different. A strange shimmer caught her eye, a flicker of light glinting from within the pile of toys. Narrowing her gaze, she realized it was coming from a bear's eyes. A chill crawled down her spine. Instinctively, she turned toward the window and met another pair of eyes. The neighbor boy, standing outside in the dim light, his gaze soft, glistening, and eerily fixed on her through the narrow window slit. Anna froze. For a moment, a nameless fear pressed tightly against her chest. The boy's eyes shimmered, warm, tender, but hidden deep within was something strange and undefinable. Anna clutched baby 3 tighter, her fingers trembling violently. This was the gaze she had searched for all this time, not in a lifeless toy, but in a living being. Those eyes, beautiful, pure, were the very dream she could never forget. She watched the boy play innocently with the baby 3s outside, heard his voice drift in with a smile. "The eyes on these aren't pretty. I like yours better." Anna couldn't breathe. In that moment, a terrible seed was planted. In the dim, dust-choked room, Anna threw herself into frantic sketching. Sheets of paper piled up across the floor, on the walls, even on the crooked bed, everywhere, endless drawings of eyes. Yet none could capture the life, the soul she had seen. They all lacked something irreplaceable that only the boy's gaze possessed. She crushed the pages in her ink-stained hands, despair dripping from her fingers. "Those eyes," she whispered to herself, "couldn't be simply drawn. They had to be created, and to create perfection, she needed more than these hollow imitations." Anna's stare shifted to the small knife on the table. A glint of cold resolution flashed in her eyes. A twisted, broken smile crept onto Anna's lips. In her hand, the small knife glinted under the weak lamplight. Her eyes now, no longer those of a sane woman, gleamed with obsession, with no path back. Baby 3, the poor, stuffed bear, lay limp at her feet. Anna knelt down, her trembling hands surprisingly steady with purpose, and gently, meticulously, extracted the glass eyes from its soft, stitched face. "Not beautiful enough," she murmured. "I need real eyes, perfect eyes." The door creaked open. The neighbor boy stepped inside, laughing carelessly as he picked up the discarded baby 3s and played with them. He had no idea of the nightmare brewing within these walls. Anna stood silently, watching. Every peal of his laughter tore at her mind like claws. When the boy picked up a new baby 3, frowned, and tossed it away in disappointment, something inside Anna shattered. She bent down, her fingers closing around the knife. Her eyes now held no hesitation, only the raging, maddening hunger that had been waiting to be unleashed. The faint light from the window illuminated Anna's face, casting an eerie glow over her eyes now burning with manic intensity. In her mind, there was only one image, the boy's perfect, shimmering gaze. But those beautiful eyes also carried a terrible fear, a hidden abyss waiting to swallow her whole. Anna raised the knife, her fingers gripping it so tightly they turned white, the cold glint of the blade catching the pale light. In the dying light of late afternoon, Anna stared at baby 3. The new eyes, so strangely beautiful, now adorned its stitched face, but they were hollow, unfocused, soulless. Anna knew, in just one more week these eyes would fade too, like all the others before them. And when that happened, her hunger would return, fiercer than ever. There was no end to this search, only obsession and eternal, gnawing hunger.